Chapman McDavis III, Director of Tennessee Delta Alliance. Today we're at C.H. Nash Museum, Chucalissa. This is a part of Great River Road, Tennessee. So let's go inside and see what we got. Hey Tony, so where are we today?
Hi, so we're at the C.H. Nash Museum at Chucalissa, which is an archaeological site and museum dedicated to preserving and educating the public about the Mississippian occupation here at the site we know as Chucalissa and the history of the Southwest Memphis neighborhoods around us.
You got some time to show me around?
Let's do it. Our main exhibits have a lot of information about the full history of Native American settlement and occupation in North America. Starting here with information and artifacts about the earliest peoplings of the continent from Asia a long time ago. We have cases that show the different main periods of occupation, beginning in the Ice Age and then the period immediately following. You can see we have a large array of stone artifacts, many of which were actually found at this site. Moving on, we have a life-size diorama of the site of Chucalissa.
Wow.
And when we get outside, you'll be able to see this in more detail, but this is a really good kind of view from above of how this site was set up. Chucalissa is very typical of a Mississippian period site, and that refers to this very widespread culture that was found up and down the Mississippi River and its tributaries from about the year 1000 to 1500, immediately before Europeans arrived in the area. These people were agricultural. You can see down here. We think here at Chucalissa they lived safely up on top of the bluff and grew crops including corn, beans, and squash in the very rich floodplain down below. This also let them live close to the Mississippi River and take advantage of all of the resources that came with it, while also being very protected from the seasonal flooding that would have affected much of the low-lying parts of this part of the country.
I really like this central mound here.
That's the Chief's Mound, or that's what we call it anyway. And when we go outside, we can be sure to get up there and look at it. But that is the largest mound here at Chucalissa.
Cool.
This part of the museum has a lot of topical exhibits about things like agriculture, hunting, stone tool production, fashion, clothing, and ornament. And we also have exhibits about plant use and natural fibers that might have been taken advantage of by the natives who lived here. This back part of our museum has some of our most interesting and most popular objects. We have 2 sets of cases that have modern contemporary materials donated to us by the Chickasaw Nation and by the Mississippi Band of Choctaw. So you can see some very spectacular pottery made. This is modern pottery, not archaeological objects. But it's very beautiful and it's made in the traditional style. And also some incredible examples of handmade basketry made from local river cane.
Amazing.
These cases were made in consultation with the Mississippi Band of Choctaw, who prepared all these materials and then donated them to us, and they're very grateful for the opportunity to show all of these materials.
What's the correlation between the museum and the University of Memphis?
We have been a part of the University of Memphis since 1962. Most of the excavations carried out here were done by archaeologists from the University of Memphis, which was known as Memphis State at the time, and by students from that university. And now we are a research unit at the university, and we provide opportunities for education and research for University of Memphis students, faculty, and staff as well.
And I'd also like to point out, this is also an interpretive center of the Mississippi River for the state of Tennessee.
That's right. We have a lot of visitors who seem to be stopping at Chucalissa as part of a trip up and down the river, visiting many of the other Native American archaeological sites, but also cultural centers along the way. So we have some farm implements and ordinary household goods, shotgun shells, deer bones, some glass objects that were found.
Giant nail.
Yeah, that were found
Screw.
very, very near to the site of Chucalissa. So this is historical period archaeology, but is nonetheless very important for having a full understanding of the African American history of this neighborhood and how it connects to the park and to Chucalissa. And it's also just an interesting slice of information about the history of Memphis itself.
Yeah, because T.O. Fuller is well connected with the neighborhood that surrounds it. And so it's a very strong symbiotic relationship that I've noticed.
Yeah, the history of T.O. Fuller and its connections to Southwest Memphis, especially the Boxtown neighborhood, is really fascinating. We have some exhibits on the walls here as well that are assembled from a lot of interviews and background research that was carried out by some high school students working at Chucalissa many years ago. And it's the product of talking to a lot of elders in the community and preserving a lot of those really interesting stories and pieces of information.
Yes, you gotta know your history. So what we got going on in here, man?
All right, this is our hands-on archaeology lab, and we really are proud of this because usually at museums you just get to see things, behind glass. But here,
so
kids,
we can touch this?
Oh, go for it.
Oh man!
So the idea here is that this is sort of something like an excavation, and the
I
objects
gotta
you're
bring
picking
my
up.
daughter.
You should.
Yeah.
The objects you're picking up here are a combination of deaccessioned objects from the museum or things without context, or in some cases replicas. But the idea here is that kids get to handle. Yeah.
Okay.
Try to find everything, but get exposed to the main categories of archaeological objects.
Okay.
So we've got some pottery, stone,
there's
shell.
some rocks deep in here too. Like I'll put you on the spot. What is this?
That's a piece of decorated pottery.
Okay, well, nothing
Hard
special.
to say too much more about that.
I got you. And
So
kids are very hands-on, so I can see how. Is this a very popular room?
Yes, this is really popular with our school visits, but also our family day events on Saturdays.
Yeah, I got you. So what times do you offer family day on Saturdays?
We have tours available for families Saturdays, and there's more information on our website. Most of our visitors through the week are from local schools in the Shelby County area, but also throughout Mississippi and Arkansas as well. And so kids that come, this is a standard part of the visit along with an activity in the exhibit hall. But the idea here is they get to actually handle these objects safely.
I was gonna say
we're not worried about anything here getting broken.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of these are replicas or things that would be difficult to break.
Is this a station that a child can touch or?
Yeah. Everything here is ready to be touched. And it's to get the idea of what things feel like and look like up close, which is very important for being an archaeologist. Obviously, it involves handling, weighing, drawing, picking up all kinds of objects.
Yeah, I think I may bring my daughter and let her put that to theory to test. So it may be a one-time visit, but hey, we'll bring her so she can break some stuff.
That sounds good.
So where are we at now, man?
All right, so this is the actual site of Chucalissa. What you see in front of you are two mounds. Now the thing to remember is these are man-made mounds. These are made by human beings. They're not hills.
Awesome.
These were made without any kind of mechanized equipment. This was made by people taking basket after basket of dirt and with a lot of skill and planning, piling it up to make these artificial mounds.
And it looks just like the picture from inside.
That's right. So the diorama is a good kind of bird's eye view picture of what you get to see when you actually come outside. So Chucalissa shows a kind of similar layout to what you might see at other Mississippian period sites. So sites occupied at about the same time. And at those other sites, we see a lot of these same elements. You notice the big flat area out here in the middle. Archaeologists call that the plaza. And we assume that was functioning very much like the town square in a modern city or town. That it was a clear, open public space where people met. And we know, for example, that games of stickball, which is a Native American game very similar to what we call lacrosse.
Gotcha.
We know that games of stickball were played. Another sport called chunky, which involves spear throwing. It's sort of
I thought it was like someone throwing me. You know?
So that game also would have been played on the plaza.
I got you.
Probably at one point, up to 1,000 people may have lived here in the town. So what you see is actually only a small part of what the site of Chucalissa would have once contained. So probably there are the remains of houses and other areas stretching now off into the woods around the site.
And over here it's like a bluff, just like the diorama.
That's right.
Yeah.
We are about 80 or 90 feet above the floodplain of the Mississippi River.
Smart.
And this is a very, very safe place to live. It's protected from floods, and you have access to the great rich farmland down below.
Yeah, because flooding is a huge issue here.
That's right.
Along Great River Road. And one thing that amazes me about the people of Great River Road is that they work around the flooding. Like it's nothing to them. So yeah, it's crazy how far back in this civilization they worked around the flooding too.
That's right.
So I mean, it's a thing today, and it was a thing from our past. So
that's right. Very deliberately located settlement here in this safe zone. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So what's over here?
This is our pollinator garden. It doesn't look like much right now, but pretty soon we have a lot of native perennials that will start to pop up.
Yeah.
We also are going to plant some heirloom varieties of corn, beans, and squash to kind of recreate what's called the Three Sisters cropping system, which is this very, very successful, ingenious way of growing vegetables together that is associated with the Mississippian people and even modern Native American groups.
So it's funny, like, that the natives knew. Like, this is something, I mean, I'm 45. I just recently learned in gardening that you can't plant every plant together. You have to have plants that are symbiotic that will help each other. So those three that you mentioned, they coincide together. So this is a pollinator station, like you said. I mean, pollinator gardens, they're ugly this time of the year.
Yep.
But
they're getting ready.
March, oh man, this place will be popping beautiful.
And we're very lucky to be so close to the river here. We get a lot of bird populations that migrate up and down the river.
Right.
We have a lot of butterfly species, birds all through the year. So we'll have bird feeders up as well.
Awesome. It feels really good up here, man. So what's up with this mound now that we're on top of it and we have a little house here?
Yeah, so this is the main platform mound here at Chucalissa. And you can see our replica house in the back. When archaeologists excavated up here, they found a structure that was much larger. So it's interpreted as either a high status residence or some sort of public building or something like that. The house you can see in the back is built to scale and is meant to represent what a standard house would have been. And to us today, it feels a little bit small, but it is an excellent example of kind of the ingenuity of construction that the Mississippians had.
I could not build that today.
No, and we have that built out of modern, durable materials.
Yeah.
They would have been building it with natural materials because they had the skill to maintain it through the elements.
And I noticed it's a hole in the ventilation.
That's to let smoke out. You have to remember that all kind of cooking would have been done with fire, with campfires essentially. And so if you're going to do that in an enclosed space, you have to be able to vent the smoke. Another interesting thing we can see from up here is if we didn't have all of these trees and industry in our way, we could get a glimpse of the Mississippi River about a mile from here. The important thing to remember, though, is like all rivers, the Mississippi moves over time. And when Chucalissa was occupied, the river would have been much closer. And so people would have had easy access to it for fishing,
Yes.
Hunting things like ducks, collecting certain types of freshwater shellfish, but also just access to the riverbank to put their canoes in or something like that to travel up or down the river.
Right. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, I would love to be a chieftain up here, living up high, seeing my people play.
And then those poles right there are the goalposts for that game,
For the
stickball.
game.
There's a lot of different rules, different ways it was played in different places, but you see the red stripe.
Yeah.
So you would score a point by hitting the post, but only in the painted area.
Ha.
There's some variations of the game where they put something on top of it, sometimes like a fish even, and you have to knock it off with the ball.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
How can people get in touch with you all or learn how to visit here?
Well, we're open 5 days a week, Tuesday through Saturday from 9 to 4:30. If people want more information, they can check out our website, which is memphis.edu/Chucalissa. And they can follow us on Facebook and Instagram to get updates on special events and to learn more about the site.
And volunteering too, right?
That's right, volunteer options coming up with us, but also with Tennessee Delta Alliance.
Awesome. Well, thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
All right.